And now it's almost like people don't want to go to the movie theater as much to see a movie like that, but they end up seeing it. I feel like most people end up seeing The Front Runner, just not the way in the old days you went to the theater to see it. You know, like if Silkwood with Meryl Streep came out now, I don't think it's a signature movie. I just think people find it eventually on
they're in a transitional period, and I think this pandemic with stuff like our movie is going straight to streaming.
Yeah.
I think that's going to become like, I also what I'm hoping in this, another thing I'm hoping with this pandemic thing is I'm hoping that the Zoom meeting becomes a thing. All of these poor bastards having to go to the fucking airport all the time. It's like, why don't you just get on a fucking, what is it about having to sit across? That's that old school business thing. I want you to sit across from me, look me in the eye, and I can tell you. I bet you after a while you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to judge by these things, whether you trust me enough to fucking, buy into my company or something. But like, I'm just hoping like pitching shows, we can just do that over Zoom, as opposed to one group of people having to cross under, over, or go on to the 405 at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You just don't need another 6 fucking cars out there.
Well, I think we talked about this on this pod in the past. Like it's been amazing what we've learned in the last 3 months about what we need to do and not do. And even stuff like podcasts, it was always so hard to do pods when somebody was in the room with you if there was more than 2 people. And now it's like, it's actually kind of easy. You just all get on a Zoom, record on your end, and you can do it. We didn't know that 3 months ago,
I think that there's going to be a number of people that continue to do it. As far as like stuff that you need, Chelsea Peretti, hilarious comedian, actor, everything. She's awesome. She had this tweet where these people were protesting outside of City Hall because they wouldn't open gyms. And part of the protest is they started doing push-ups and squats outside of the City Hall. And she tweeted, thus proving that you could do push-ups and squats anywhere.
Right.
And I don't know. What I loved about that was like those people were like almost like how someone who they're in prison too long, they're like institutionalized to the point where they're literally working out, and you don't consider it working out because you're not in a gym listening to Loverboy. Like that's working out. You know what I mean? But like,
right.
But if I'm just working out and I'm not in a gym, that doesn't count.
Well, I don't know. I always tried to work from home as much as I could, even as my life got more complicated, because I always felt like I was more productive. I could control things more. I just got more shit done. And It's been interesting to watch other people realize that over the past 3 months. Like I never liked to travel for anything I did, because it was like, if I go back to New York, that's an entire day flying back. It's 9 hours from going to the airport to the time you land, all that stuff. So I lose a whole day. The Wi-Fi might not work on the airplane. Then you go and you got to cram everything. And then you got to fly back. And I basically lost 2 days. And now I think people are realizing, let's just hop on Zoom. We'll bang it out. We just joined Spotify 3 months ago.
I think what's going to happen.
We met all these people on Zoom, and that's it.
You need the herd to, like, whichever way the herd runs. I'm just hoping it doesn't go right back to normal. And like, I think with everything that's going on environmentally, it's better if there's less people driving and less people flying. But just the weird thing, how money works is like, they'll say like, it's this fucking disaster that maybe airlines have to have less flights. Like that's more of a disaster than having fresh air or whatever. But, or maybe I'm just being selfish because I have to travel for a living. And my overwhelming thought when I go to an airport is, where are these people going? Okay. And I'm not talking about people in business suits and shit. I understand like that, but it'll be in the middle of a fucking school year. And you see like a family of like 5 and like, aren't they supposed to be in school? Where the fuck are you going? This isn't spring break. They don't have a vacation. It's not the holidays. Why the fuck are you here?
Right.
Another fucking 7 people standing in line. Like I said, it's mostly selfish, but like, The level of airline travel that the average person does compared to when like I was a kid, like nobody, like that was like a big thing if there was a guy in your neighborhood and he wore a suit and got a company car and occasionally 2 or 3 times a year he took a business trip. Like, where is that guy going? What is he doing? He was like borderline fucking James Bond. And now I feel like there's soccer moms with no jobs who have higher status on Delta Airlines than I do. And I'm doing fucking stand-up gigs every weekend. It's just like, where the fuck are you going?
Well, it's like in Mad Men when Don Draper would go to LA. It was like a big deal. I'm going to go to LA, get some business done. So you're going to LA?
I think it's the whole thing where you watch the Travel Channel, you watch like the Food Network, and they're showing you all of this shit that you didn't know was out there. And they're really just all of these commercials to just go to all of these places. And also airline travel became cheaper and shit like that. But like,
well, I'll tell you, it's completely changed Los Angeles. The air is unbelievable. It took like within 4 weeks, you could actually like feel a difference and see a difference.
Oh, you could
with the less cars.
See it immediately. Like I think like the cleanest days of the last 20 years were like those few days after 9/11 when they grounded all the flights. I mean, they're just up there spraying low lead fuel, and then we're all driving and we're kicking up dust and doing all of that stuff. It would be a really great thing if some positive stuff like that came out. It's a weird thing though, because I'm also rooting for people with small businesses and shit like that. So it's a tough thing.
Well, I mean,
we're getting deep here. We're going above my pay grade here. This is the stuff that I try to avoid thinking about because it gets too frustrating. Everybody starts screaming and typing to me in capital letters.
Yeah, but we could learn lessons from it. Like we could have weeks that are designated to be like no travel. Let's try to get the earth back for a week and things like that. There might be things to learn like that.